Funny story. Back in May, early June, me and the family went to Hershey Park. It was a pretty special occasion because my daughter and her little singing troupe were going to be performing there on one of their stages. So, very exciting. And we were going to spend the whole day there riding rides and doing all that fun stuff. Well, anyway, this was the very first time my kids had been on a roller coaster. They have a very small, kid-friendly one that just goes up and down a little track. Well, my kids were a little bit afraid, so me and my wife rode with them. I rode with my daughter, she rode with my son. Well, the funny thing is, a kid roller coaster isn't really built for a big-boned individual such as myself. So, when the little bar went down, it wasn't locking. Because I'm not a kid. Yeah, that's the reason. Not that I'm fat. Anyway, the attendant to help out put all of her weight on it to snap it into place. And I had to hold my gut in. It was a little uncomfortable, but it ended up being very fun. So, we do the ride. The kids are like, that was great, but we never want to do it again. So, if you've seen my Disney video from a couple weeks ago, you know that the kids have gotten back on roller coasters, and it's been awesome. Anyway, so we get off the ride, we're doing our thing. I go to pull out my phone to take some pictures, and lo and behold, my screen is cracked. And I just don't mean cracked like spiderweb in the corner with pieces of glass crumbling off of it. This was because of the girl putting all of her weight down on the bar, and the phone in my pocket got crushed between my meaty thigh and the metal bar. Anyway, long story short, just recently I have, I guess, swallowed my pride, or, well, to be honest, I was afraid to how much it would cost to get something like that fixed, even though we have insurance on the phones. So, I bit the bullet, filed a little claim. Hey, it's only $30 to fix it. Sweet. And mind you, this was just this week. I made the appointment. They actually come to you with a van to fix it. So, super exciting. I had them scheduled to come by my work on Friday. So, just a couple days ago. To take a look at it. So, I paid my $30 to get it fixed. You know, it's usually like $200 if not more. So, super excited, super happy. Hey, I'm doing the right thing, getting it fixed. I give it to this dude when he shows up, and, you know, I take it to him. I say, you know what, I'll meet you out on the sidewalk. I'll hand it off to you, and here's a phone number to my office that you can get in touch with me when you're done. So I made it easy for this dude. He did not have to travel much, and I got to stand there and hear him complain about his job, because he thinks it's unfair that he needs to work out of his van and not go into places. When I'm like, hey, that's cool because you can't come into my work, so you can work here. And how do you get a gig like this? That's pretty cool. Anyway, so he fixes it. In about a half an hour, he calls me. I go out to get my phone. And when I handed it off to him, I had about 80% battery life. So I get it back, I'm looking at it. Wow, it's beautiful, shiny, the screen's immaculate, and I turn it on, and now the battery's at 15%. Okay, that's a little weird, but I'll roll with the punches. Maybe he had to hook it up to something to get the screen, whatever. So, I go to plug it in. Nothing. Okay, that's weird. I go to another outlet with the charger. Nothing. I have a work cell phone. I try that. Well, that charges fine. So, the guy, before he stopped by, gave me a call to confirm that he was going to be there. So, I called that number. I was like, hey, dude, you were just here, and I just got my phone like 10, 15 minutes ago. It's not charging, because when you gave it back to me, it's almost dead, and I need to charge this thing. Because, aside, I was excited to film a vlog on the way home. It was a Friday, getting back into swing of things, getting my schedule down to start filming full time again after Christmas and Disney and all that. So, I can't film anything with 15% for my drive. Anyway, dude, it's not charging. Something's wrong with it. Can you swing back and take a look at it? See what's wrong? His response, oh man, that's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Can you come back? No. Well, what am I supposed to do? Call the helpline. They'll help you. Okie dokie. Hang up with him, pretty mad. I call their helpline, and I go over the story with them. They tell me some things to check on my phone. I do it. The port's clean. Everything's fine. My charging cable's fine. The outlet's fine. So, long story short, they'll replace the phone. Okay. Sure, that's cool and all, but what about my old phone? All my junk on it. I can't use the port to get anything off of it. And when they said it, they said they were going to send us a new SIM card. So I was like, what is going on here? Long story short, I took the phone to our Verizon dealer, to who the insurance is through and all, and they hooked it up. Phone's back in order, so I should be able to do vlogs again, but what the heck? That... Anyway, my name's Rob. Welcome to vlog number 11. That was a long story just to say I wasn't able to do my vlog this past Friday. So, this is a couple days late, and I'm in the laundry room. I'm using the laundry room camera opposed to my cell phone, and I'm getting ready to shoot a new It Came From episode. So... oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do that right. It came from My Side of the Laundry Room episode. So, pretty excited to do that. I haven't done a good old-fashioned one since I've gotten my new camera because, unfortunately, my new camera isn't built for up-close shots of toys like I used to do. Before, I used to hold them here and go up like this, and it would be fine. Now I do this, and it's super blurry. Maybe one day I can get a super duper lens for it that I could adjust, but I think I've worked out the kinks and I'm ready to do one. Another update, the Monster Show. I'm super excited to dive into it. Before the Christmas break, I actually filmed a couple episodes of it, but I was not happy with the direction I was going with it. So I've spent the time to rework it, going to approach it a little bit differently, and it's hopefully we'll have something for everybody because of it. Yes, I'll still be focusing on cryptozoology and folklore, but maybe some other things, and that might appeal to a lot of you out there as toy collectors, cartoon watchers, things like that. So look for every episode of that to have 2 different monsters. As a spoiler, we'll say 1 real, quotes real, and 1 fictional. So, bang for the buck, we'll do 2 monsters per episode if it works out. I tend to shoot myself in the foot by planning things before they actually become a reality, but I'm really excited about this, so I think it's going to work out because I'm going to make it work out. Anyway, as far as pop culture, I'm sure have done everything you guys have done. I love The Mandalorian. I can't wait for season 2. I watched The Witcher. That was beyond awesome. I loved it. I never read the books. I really want to, but I played the games, and this was very much like the stories from the games, the characters. I mean, what's his name? Joster, or whatever, the bard. Yeah, I'm used to Dandelion, but that's cool. Maybe he'll come along later. I loved how they told the story. You did not realize until a couple episodes in, this is not a spoiler, maybe. Spoiler alert, anyway, that the story is told out of sync. Because we're dealing with the Witcher and his friends, their decades of adventures and friendships are being spliced within a story that's happening now in the timeline, but you don't notice it until later that the stories that you're seeing with The Witcher are happening years, if not decades, beforehand. And when the timelines finally come together, it's great. It was a neat way to tell a story with someone's backstory without it stopping in their tracks and going, this is a backstory, this is an origin. So that was really neat. I really liked how they told it and how it was out of sync but worked perfectly. So 2 thumbs up, I recommend it. Great show. And unfortunately, in my opinion, they said that it beat The Mandalorian as the most watched new show ever. I don't know if that's just streaming devices or whatever, but it actually beat The Mandalorian, which The Mandalorian beat Stranger Things and all that. So that says something. It was a great show, so it deserves those accolades, but Mandalorian has a soft spot in my heart, so that kind of double-bladed. Anything else? I had a wonderful Christmas. The kids did. My wife did. It was great. I had a lot of time off. Unfortunately, it was just busy, busy, busy. I would have loved to use some of that time off to make some content, but what I did do, I'm proud of. I haven't gotten the views I usually do, so I hope my little blackout of a month or so hasn't hurt my viewership. So if you all are watching this, thank you, and we'll be back on track. Like I said, this it came from my Side of the Laundry Room episode I'm going to be doing in a few moments. We'll harken back to where it all started, and it'll be back to where it was. There will be no pin episodes maybe for a while, so it should be just back to let's look at my crap and let's talk about it. Anyway, this has been vlog number 11. My name's Rob, and, well, since we're on the real thing here, not my phone, I can say, if you like this episode, leave me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to all of you. And if you're new around here and you liked this, or these episodes down below that it's recommending for you, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So, until next time, keep being rad and stay dorky.